I don't do apartments, so I have single family homes. I try and buy in B-class neighborhoods. They're a
Sure.
little nicer quality, and people really appreciate a dishwasher. And even in the C-class properties, when we were younger and would remodel kitchens, I would add the dishwasher. It, you know, I've only had one problem with the dishwasher, and it was the same tenant, and it wasn't draining properly, so we've had to
Yeah.
snake it twice. But otherwise, I've never had a problem. No one's abused the dishwasher, um, and I feel like tenants do appreciate it. Now, if I had
Yeah.
apartments or $1,000 or less place, I'm probably not going to do that.
Folks, it is not often I say this. We are going to have a conversation that I have never had on this channel before. Yes, folks, 15,000 videos, and I have never talked about what appliances you should buy for your rental properties. Today, we are going to have special focus on the kitchen. We are going to talk stove, fridge, dishwasher, garbage disposals, and microwaves. We're going to have this conversation with Brick by Brick Wealth. Casey, how you doing, Casey?
I'm doing good. This really is a topic that should be talked about more. I mean, appliances are one of the most expensive things in a property. They get stolen, they get broken, and it's a huge expense to investors. So I'm really glad that we're talking about this today.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen this, Casey has done a long form video with Coach Carson, also has an amazing one on her channel. But Casey, let's start with the stove. What stove, what are the features? What should you be looking for?
So first of all, I get this a lot with my students is they want to buy a full stainless steel package for the kitchen I'm going to buy all matching. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not forget, this is an investment property. This isn't a home you're going to live in. So what I say for stoves is, first of all, it depends on your competition. It depends on the class of neighborhood that you're buying in, because I'm not going to be putting a Wolf range in any rental. I'm not going to be putting a $2,000 stove in a rental in a D-class neighborhood. So the question you asked really depends on what type of neighborhood are these appliances going into. So I'll kind of answer it that way. For D class and even some C class, I'm going to put the cheapest, most affordable, not tons of high feature stove in the property. So I really like Hotpoint. Amana, really Hotpoint seems to be the favorite. We want to avoid, brands like Samsung with the cool induction and the fake blue flames and all the fancy features, the electronics, the electronic boards on top that you push instead of the knobs. Anything that can break will break. And when appliance repairmen charge you $160 just to come out, I mean, it's just like a plumber plus parts, you might be looking at a $300 to $500 or $700 fix when you could just go buy a stove for $500. So, that's the kind of way I think for stoves is affordable, on the lower end, usually black or white. Now, if I'm replacing all the appliances, I will probably go stainless as long as it's not $100 extra bucks. If it's $40 more and I'm getting the nicer appliance and maybe they'll all be stainless, I might go for that depending upon the neighborhood and the type of renovation that the kitchen has had. If I've got, avocado green tile and wallpaper in my kitchen, I'm not paying the extra $40 for a stainless steel appliance.
Yeah. The one thing I'll highlight here and really across all of these appliances is I would definitely at this point buy new versus used. I will admit in the early 2000s when we had a very small portfolio, I didn't know any better. So I would often go get used appliances. They were about half the price of a new one. I have since learned repeatedly that that's stupid and idiotic. Go get a brand new Hotpoint. Go get, the unit that fits, because again, sometimes you have different sizes, right, that fit in the space. But yeah, one of the things that I firmly believe today that maybe I didn't understand in the beginning, given the price of a new $400 or $500 Hotpoint or like model versus a used Kenmore or used GE or whatever it is, just go buy a brand new Hotpoint or like product. Definitely buy new versus used. I don't buy used anymore.
Yeah, now I'll say we did buy used on this last property we bought. We redid the whole kitchen. One day I'll show pictures. We're almost done. But it has an island. It has quartz countertops. It's in like an A-B neighborhood. And the island, the stove is in the island. So we need one of those slide-in flat top ranges. And so those one already, a minimum $700 for a brand new one, for the ones with no back and slide in. So what we did, you won't believe this, a great deal. We went on Facebook. I went on Facebook and we see one for $100, a flat top. What kind? I think it's a GE, similar to the one we have for our house, but it's an older model. So, and ours was like over $2,000 for this stove. And the lady was selling it for $100 because the front burner didn't work. And I was like, Blake, do you think we could fix this? And he's like, yeah, I think we can fix it. So like, whatever, for $100, take a chance. So I got the lead down to $75, and for $28, we got a new fuse part off Amazon. So for $100, we have like a $2,000 stove. Nice. And I'm like, I'm taking advantage of that because it's cheaper than us buying a slide-in for minimum $750 plus tax. Sure. But otherwise, no, I don't buy used appliances because I can buy one for $500 at Lowe's or Home Depot, and I get a 1-year warranty.
There you go. What about a fridge? What do you do for fridges?
Oh my gosh. Fridges are the bane of existence. Okay. The bane. First of all, if my house doesn't come with a refrigerator when I buy the house, I don't put in a refrigerator. Like always laughs at me how I say refrigerator. It's a refrigerator. Anyways, and so I don't put one in. I let the tenants do that. Now, when I was talking to Coach Carson, he says he's got, student rentals. Well, yeah, you got to fully furnish pretty much those things. They're not going to walk around with refrigerators. But most people do, at least out here in Memphis, come with, even washers and dryers, and they come with a refrigerator. Now, if my property comes with one, I will leave it. So there you go, tenant, have at it. But if you're looking to buy a refrigerator, now I'm self-conscious, for your property, you got to be very careful because, like I said, they are the bane of existence. They suck your money faster than anything because the ice maker breaks. So my hot tip for everyone that's wanting to put a refrigerator in your rental property, either if you have one, don't warranty it, okay, and don't offer to fix it. Just let it be on the tenant to fix or replace and take it with them when they leave. But if you are going to buy one, no ice maker, no fancy stuff, no side doors, no pull-out drawers, no electric touch panels, no nothing, okay? The more basic, the better.
It's just to keep your food cold or frozen. Nothing else. Nope.
So
no water, no crushed ice, none of that stuff.
It will break. And it will break multiple times, and it will cost you $300 to $600 every single time to have somebody come out and fix it. Yeah. And besides that, you think you're doing yourself a favor. You think you're doing your tenants a favor, putting in a nice fridge with all these features. What they don't want is to have to call you because it's broken. What they don't want is an inconvenience. Yes. Ice cube trays are cool. Okay. I have a Samsung refrigerator. I do. The ice maker broke 3 times. We've now had it for 13 years. The rest of it works really well. But guess what I'm not going to do? Buy a new refrigerator and buy a new ice maker. So I now have a Costco countertop ice maker because it puts out 1 ice cube at a time.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Totally agree with that. Again, simpler the better, the less whiz bang. No indoor ice dispenser, filtered water. No, none of that stuff in a fridge. All right. What about a dishwasher?
Okay. Dishwashers, they have so many fun features, right? They've got bottle washers. You can get ones with the garbage disposal inside, so you can just throw your dirty plates. You can get one with stainless interior. You could get one super ultra quiet. Remember, this is a rental property. It just needs to wash dishes. It doesn't need to be 42 decibels or below and be ultra quiet because you're going to be paying a premium for that. You're not going to get any more rent paying for a bottle washer, a stainless steel interior, and an ultra quiet mode. Oh, let me pay an extra $50 a month for that, landlord. No. You want a basic one that works with no extra features. Again, you want basic. Amana makes a great dishwasher that lasts a long time. You don't need to be
What was the brand? One more time.
Amana. There you go. And honestly, I really like Whirlpool. If Whirlpool on any appliances within a price range of the Amana Hot Point, I would go with the Whirlpool.
Sure.
if it was equal price, but otherwise I'm going cheap. It's okay if it has a plastic interior as long as it works.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this question. Have you ever added a dishwasher, or if
That's a
the
very
house is it, have you ever added one?
Okay, so this is my thought on that. If I am redoing a kitchen, I will add a dishwasher. But if I buy the property and there is no dishwasher, okay, there's no dishwasher. And I'm not going to redo a kitchen because of a dishwasher. One thing that annoys me the most, or I guess gives off slumlord vibes, no offense, sorry if you do this, Michael, is when I see boards in front of the dishwasher slot because landlords don't want to provide a dishwasher, so they board it up. If you're going to be that slimy, put in a cabinet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need to be rude. To me, that's a slap in the face and rude to put a board up. I think if you're not going to provide a dishwasher, then put a cabinet in. What do you think?
Yeah, so I've never added a dishwasher. I've remodeled plenty of kitchens. If it wasn't there to begin with, I don't put it in. I could think of a couple of houses that I've purchased over the years that have dishwashers, and we just basically put it on the tenant for use, kind of like the fridge that you talked about earlier. Because again, it's a lot of tenants don't come from they come from apartments to houses generally, and they're not used to having a dishwasher. I don't think any of my apartments have dishwashers. I'm pretty sure. So dishwashers are a problem. Not as big as our next topic. The next one is I've actually removed. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I only have a handful of dishwashers.
Yeah. Now, again, I don't do apartments, so I have single family homes. I try and buy in B-class neighborhoods. They're a little nicer quality, and people really appreciate a dishwasher. And even in the C-class properties, when we were younger and would remodel kitchens, I would add the dishwasher. I've only had one problem with the dishwasher, and it was the same tenant, and it wasn't draining properly, so we had to snake it twice. But otherwise, I've never had a problem. No one's abused the dishwasher. And I feel like tenants do appreciate it. Now, if I had apartments or, $1,000 or less place, I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah. Well, here's the one that I actually started adding to my units and then stopped and actually had them removed.
I already know what you're going to say.
Garbage disposals. What do you think about garbage disposals?
Okay. So we've always added garbage disposals, and we've done 3/4 horsepower. And I've always said we've never had any problem with garbage disposals. And it's always a conflict with some investors take them out, some put them in. Okay. Guess what problem we have this week?
Garbage disposal.
So we're over at a tenant's house this week, and we're fixing a roof leak, and it leaked into the ceiling, so we're having some drywall repair and all that. And the guy's washing his hands in the sink, and the sink stops up. And we're like, we're just washing hands. What's going on? The garbage disposal doesn't turn on. It's not draining. I asked the tenant, he's like, oh, yeah, I meant to tell you about that. The issue with it is the guy travels like half the month. So it sits there and just sees that he doesn't use his kitchen sink. I mean, even his stove is dusty. So I'm like, dang it, I'm always saying I never garbage disposals never give me a problem. And here I am having one this week. So Blake decided instead of reconfiguring all the plumbing to plumb straight through, we're just going to put a new disposal because it's less time and it's already switch it out for $130 than have to replumb the whole thing to straight pipe it. But I get both sides. I get
I this was probably 8 or 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I took about 5 units and I added garbage disposals, thinking it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And I removed all 5 of them within 9 months, and I will never add them again. Never add them again. The amount of service calls and nonsense and eggshells and just stupid, never again. The bane of my existence. Garbage, such a money-losing addition, was stupid. Never again. I will never do it again. No chance.
I don't know. We've only had this one problem with him in, however long, 8 years, 9 years. But I don't think I'm going to be rushing to put them in. My thought process always was, well, if they're going to put chicken bones down there, might as well grind them up, But I guess, it's cheaper to have a plumber come out and snake your line than it is to keep fixing garbage disposals too.
Yeah. Well, let's finish off the kitchen with something I have never bought. I have never bought this item for a tenant, but I'm curious if you have, and that is a microwave. What do
I
you
knew
think?
that. Okay. All right. Now, me and Coach Carson are on the same plane with this one, Michael. We do put in the over-the-range microwaves.
Never done that.
I know. Now, look, if I invested in apartments or, $1,200 or less rent, I probably would not do the microwave. But a lot of these kitchens in B class neighborhoods, even some of my C class, they're small footprints. And I really do want my tenants to have a good experience living there so that they never leave. And people spend a majority of their time in the kitchen. And if you're constantly, because there's nowhere to put anything because you have a microwave on your countertop, I don't want that to be one more reason why maybe they decide to leave. That's not the only thing. And I already got hate on, the other video for saying that. No, people aren't going to leave just because you don't have a microwave, but it's just things add up. So
sure.
We've never had a problem with microwaves. No kids have ever hung on the doors or slammed them or whatever. And we don't do this anymore, but we used to use them in place of event, right? When a lot of times you will have a stove and you're like, how has this house been around since the 50s with no ventilation? So instead of putting a hole through the roof and doing a vent, we would do a recirculating microwave. We don't do that anymore. Now we definitely put it straight to the roof. We go do the extra mile for that. It's nothing sucks better than an actual sucker. The recirculating thing doesn't really suck a lot. But we do add the microwave. We've yet to have any problems with it. And I feel like it's appreciated. But I do think that if we were to have tons of problems with the above range microwaves, we would not do them.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. There's obviously a lot more appliances we could be talking about, laundry and the like. But if you want to go watch that video, you need to go watch it, Brick by Brick Wealth. You just send them to your YouTube channel, right?
That's right. YouTube, Brick by Brick Wealth, Instagram, Brick by Brick Wealth as well. But I got a full video on appliances if anybody wants to check it out.
There you go. Casey, you're amazing. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, all that good stuff.
Merry Christmas to you too.